Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, man. Let's talk about Jaron Ennis. People saying that Custio Clayton took a dive. Also, his father revealed that Stephen Espinoza made them some promises about what's going to be next if Errol Spence don't decide to fight him. But let's get into it. All right. So people saying that, Custio took a dive. All right. I was unaware of this until Bushido sent me this. Go check out Bushido Boxing. But apparently they said, Custio apparently then took a dive, right? And like I said before, people gonna continue to reach. But that's just boxing. When we see something weird in boxing, kind of like Fondor not taking off one of his gloves, people gonna say something. And with all these different footages, when Charlo was using the Gatorade bottle and Tony Harrison was using the other bottle, and people was pointing out how Derrick James wasn't touching the bottle. That's just boxing. People going back saying, "Oh, look at this." Eddie Reynoso gave Canelo a peel after the weigh-in, all types of stuff. Shit being in people's gloves, but the thing about it is, a lot of this stuff has happened in history before. And that's what make people kind of speculate, because we've seen people go into the glove, have something in their gloves or take the padding out their gloves or whatever the situation may be. So now with different camera angles and stuff, what it is. People say, well, they got a commission. The commission don't really be knowing. If the commission was all that in the bag of chips, they would have been caught Antonio Margarito long ago. But that's just kind of where we at with it. It's a lot of speculation. And I if anything, I would thought people would have brought the fact that it looked like a rabbit punch. I didn't think people thought the punch was fake. I never thought that people would think the punch was fake. It obviously landed. It was an equilibrium shot. I thought it was a rabbit punch, but when I slowed it down and watched again, it was at the top. It was at the side, top of the head, and it's equilibrium shot. You can tell the way. You don't even got to watch the punch. You can tell the way his head snapped. He just hit him with a shot, an equilibrium shot. It's pretty much the equivalent of hitting somebody on the temple, right? And like getting them right on the temple, and they can't really recover. Their legs gone, send a certain shock message to the brain where the brain can't recover. Like I said before, it's probably a bunch of Spence Earl-sexuals. That's probably exactly what it is. Probably a bunch of Earl-sexuals, man. And he got them scared. That's what it is. He got them scared, and and one of the reasons he got them scared because he fighting for the IBF, and there's a reason why he going for the IBF and not the WBO. They strict, and he probably want to force Spence, making like he ducking them. It's great PR. So, but it's probably a whole bunch of Spence fans, Earl-sexuals, doing this and trying to discredit him like they do Bud. And then you also hear, so he can be Bud. He can be Bud. Well, last time I checked, my Nipsey Hussle boys, he was going after the IBF. And last time I checked, Errol Spence had the IBF belt. So, I mean, you talk about something irrelevant, but, it is what it is. It's just, they just let you know kind of, where they stand in a bunch of things. And, they always, Earl-sexuals always going to tell you they fears. They always going to tell you their deepest fears. They're not going to tell you direct per se. Sometimes if you just listen, you'll get the drop on them. So they always let you know their deepest fears, bro. And they don't want no part of this kid. That's what it is. They don't want zero parts of this kid. This kid they think he's scary. He unbeatable. They see the talent. First he too wide. Oh, he get hit too much. And yesterday he changed the rhythm. He brought a straight punch attack, and he fought a very active and defensive, responsible fight. So I mean, it is what it is. People gonna say what they want to say, but you truly won't know until you get to the big leagues. And if you get to the big leagues and he destroying, if he destroying those guys, then he probably won't move up. You probably won't know until he move up and weight. But he stick around long enough, You know, if he stick around long enough, he gonna get tested. And you know, sometimes these dudes pass the test, sometimes these dudes fail the test. That's boxing. But you know, to go out there and discredit this kid and say it was a phantom punch when everybody could slow it down and see the punch landed. It was on the side of the head, the top of the side of the head. It wasn't about the malice that the punch had. It wasn't about how hard the punch was. It's really he didn't see it, and it was an equilibrium shot. So I mean, if you don't see the pattern of real sexuals and they deepest and darkest fears, it ain't really hard, bro. It ain't really hard. They go around discrediting everybody and ignoring when Errol Spence have a spiel, ignoring when Errol Spence go through controversy. You know, they say, well, you know, they talk about how they try to throw this other guy and this other guy in the ring instead of seeing Errol Spence to go get him. Especially with Terrence Crawford, they did the same thing. When Errol's going around saying he really wanted to fight, they said, well, I don't want to see the fight happen and this, that, and third. You know, that's just the way that he is. They don't think he that good, and they're never gonna say that. But let's move on, right? So I'm not gonna get at too much play. Let's move on.
Talk to Stephen. He was saying if we don't get the title shot from Spence, we probably will fight Thurman and we give him the titles, you know, for the titles. And if we don't get him, we're going to want to fight Stannionis. So one of them got to fight him sooner or later. So, you know, and it should be pretty soon.
So you heard him. He says that if Errol Spence chooses not to fight his son, that's Bonzi Ennis. If he chooses not to fight Jaron Ennis, Bonzi's his father, that they've been told that they're gonna fight Keith Thurman for the vacant titles. And if they don't fight Keith Thurman for one of the vacant titles, then they'll fight Stannionis for the WBA title. So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, there you have it. There you have it right then and there. So apparently, you know, Keith Thurman ain't gonna have too much of a choice but to get in the ring with Jaron Ennis, and you know, obviously Errol not fighting him. And it's to me, what it's looking like. It's looking like Jaron Ennis is being able to get access to PBC fighters. You know, just being through a network deal with Al Heyman, unless he secretly signed to Al Heyman. So it's looking like he'd be able to get. It looking like he'd be able to get these fights. So you know, and I think it's part of Showtime pushing it. You know, you got to think about it. Jaron Ennis is locked into a network deal. How many fighters in boxing today got network deals? A couple dudes with the Zone. You know what I'm saying? How many of these dudes got network deals? Not too many of them. So, you know, eventually, you know, he can say, well, I made Spence vacate, right? He can chase Spence up to 54. But I don't think Spence got really trying to fight the guy. You know, I don't think really too many people try to fight the guy. But like I said, he said, you know, Spence dropped the belts. He'd fight Thurman or Stannionis for one of them. So there you go. Now, looking in the grand scheme of things, let's say Crawford, like whatever happened with Crawford, you go away, move up, you retire, whatever situation may be. So then I'm gonna probably say the WBC is where, my bad, the WBC is where Boots is 4, Thurman is 3, Virgil going to do something else. So really it's Ivory. Let's let you tell them they're skipping over Ivory already. All right. Then you say if he go the WBA route, he'll drop the belt. Him and Stannionis get it on. Virgil going WBO route. So it don't look like he gonna fight for the IBF. That's what it's looking like. He not fighting for the IBF. Unless it's versus Errol Spence. Like he going to me, because Keith Thurman not rated in the IBF. Not this last update. So it looked like, if anything, bare minimum, he probably fight for a vacant title in IBF, but I think they're gonna do Keith and Jaron Ennis. And if Keith say no, according to what Bonzi said, then it's Stannionis in the WBA. And if Stannionis say no, they probably go to IBF. So the IBF is gonna be available. And what I think gonna happen is Conor Ben's probably gonna get the IBF. Virgil Ortiz is probably gonna pursue the WBO, and what you'll have is either Thurman, Jaron Ennis for the WBC. Stannionis hold the WBA, or it's gonna be Jaron Ennis. But I'm gonna just say Keith take the fight, which I don't think Keith gonna take the fight. So let's say Jaron and Keith for the WBC, Stannionis for the WBA, Conor Ben for the IBF. You can say Virgil Ortiz for the WBO, okay, or something like that. So I mean, Keith Thurman had he just not Keith Thurman about to fight for peanuts. Now Keith Thurman about to fight high risk, low reward fights. Ain't that crazy? And Keith Thurman could have just came back instead of going to find his wife in the pause and all that and boxing the streets. And now he about to be this old fighter that's past his prime. He about to be this old fighter that's past his prime, fighting the young killers. And if you beat the young killers, you supposed to beat the young killers. You used to be like some people used to be the number one welterweight. Used to be the lineal welterweight. He technically never was the lineal welterweight. He used to be that guy. And now you're not that guy. Now you stuck fighting the Ortiz's, Jaron Ennis, the Conor Ben's. And your peers are able to move up to 54, retire, and do what they want to do. You fumbled the bag. And how they gonna drag Keith Thurman in that ring with Jaron Ennis, I don't know. But his best bet is to beat Jaron Ennis in 6 rounds under. If not, and he gonna drop him a few times, man. Jaron Ennis. He ain't gonna run through Keith Thurman in 3-4 rounds. If he get Keith Thurman out of there, it's gonna be in the 9-4 in the championship rounds. So, but which one harder for him? I mean, Stannionis is younger. He's strong. So, I mean, I just think I think Stannionis' strength might cause a little problems for Boots, but he just gonna finesse him and then bang him out. He gonna stop him late. Don't really matter. He's just just too stiff. And Boots just gonna turn him. And now if he can take Boots shots and he can start backing Boots up, Boots might be in some problem. But I think Thurman a tougher fight. But honestly, man, what we gonna be turning our visual to, our optical to, is him and Virgil Ortiz. Whenever Virgil Ortiz come back from Rabdu, that's what we're gonna be turning our sights to. And like I said before, Keith Thurman's career probably, man, I can't even call it a revival if he beat Jaron Ennis and unified this division, because he already done that, but he already unified some type. But we have to wait and see. But yep, that's what he said. It's either if they don't have to keep Thurman, he said it should happen real soon, as you heard. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financial will support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit my link tree link for everything, including that and more. Twitch, Twitter, Spotify, Anchor, Instagram, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal is the first link in the description. You can find me everywhere there. Other than that, check out the boxing news and welterweight playlist. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. One time for the one time. Peace, and don't forget to check out my Detroit channel right here on YouTube. Goodfella TV. So appreciate you girls and guys. Peace.